Eritrea, listen, officially the state of Eritrea, is a country in the Horn of Africa region of Eastern Africa, with its capital, and largest city, at Asmara. It is bordered by Ethiopia in the south, Sudan in the west, and Djibouti in the southeast. The northeastern and eastern parts of Eritrea have an extensive coastline along the Red Sea. The nation has a total area of approximately 117,600 square kilometers, 45,406 square miles, and includes the Dahlak archipelago and several of the Hanish Islands. Eritrea is a multi-ethnic country with 9 recognized ethnic groups. 9 different languages are spoken by the 9 recognized ethnic groups, the most widely spoken language being Tigrinya, the others being Tigra, Saho, Kunama, Nara, Afar, Beja, Bilan and Arabic. Tigrinya, Arabic, and English serve as the 3 working languages. Most residents speak languages from the Afroasiatic family, either of the Ethiopian Semitic languages or Cushitic branches. Among these communities, the Tigrinyas make up about 55% of the population, with the Tigra people constituting around 30% of inhabitants. In addition, there are several Nilo-Saharan-speaking Nilotic ethnic groups. Most people in the territory adhere to Christianity or Islam, with a small minority adhering to traditional faiths. The Kingdom of Aksum, covering much of modern-day Eritrea and northern Ethiopia, was established during the 1st or 2nd century AD. It adopted Christianity around the middle of the 4th century. In medieval times, much of Eritrea fell under the Medri Bari kingdom, with a smaller region being part of Hamasien. The creation of modern-day Eritrea as a result of the incorporation of independent, distinct kingdoms, for example, Medri Bari and the Sultanate of Asa, eventually resulting in the formation of Italian Eritrea. After the defeat of the Italian colonial army in 1942, Eritrea was administered by the British military administration until 1952. Following the UN General Assembly decision in 1952, Eritrea would govern itself with a local Eritrean parliament, but for foreign affairs and defense, it would enter into a federal status with Ethiopia for 10 years. However, in 1962, the government of Ethiopia annulled the Eritrean parliament and formally annexed Eritrea. The Eritrean secessionist movement organized the Eritrean Liberation Front in 1961 and fought the Eritrean War of Independence until Eritrea gained de facto independence in 1991. Eritrea gained de jure independence in 1993 after an independence referendum. Eritrea is a unitary one-party presidential republic in which national legislative and presidential elections have never been held. Isaias Afwerki has served as president since its official independence in 1993. According to Human Rights Watch, the Eritrean government's human rights record is among the worst in the world. The Eritrean government has dismissed these allegations as politically motivated. Freedom of the press in Eritrea is extremely limited. The Press Freedom Index consistently ranks it as one of the least free countries. As of 2021, Reporters Without Borders considers the country to have the overall worst press freedom in the world, even lower than North Korea, as all media publications and access are heavily controlled by the government. Eritrea is a member of the African Union, the United Nations, and the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, and is an observer state in the Arab League alongside Brazil and Venezuela. The name Eritrea is derived from the ancient Greek name for the Red Sea, Erythra thalassa, based on the adjective erythras, red. It was first formally adopted in 1890, with the formation of Italian Eritrea, Colonia Eritrea. The name persisted over the course of subsequent British and Ethiopian occupation, and was reaffirmed by the 1993 independence referendum and 1997 constitution. Prehistory Buya in Eritrea, one of the oldest hominids representing a possible link between Homo erectus and an archaic Homo sapiens, was found by Italian scientists. Dated to 1 million year old, it is the oldest skeletal find of its kind and provides a link between hominids and the earliest anatomically modern humans. It is believed that the section of the Danakil Depression in Eritrea was also a major player in terms of human evolution, and may contain other traces of evolution from Homo erectus hominids to anatomically modern humans. During the last interglacial period, the Red Sea coast of Eritrea was occupied by early anatomically modern humans. It is believed that the area was on the route out of Africa that some scholars suggest was used by early humans to colonize the rest of the Old World. In 1999, the Eritrean research project team composed of Eritrean, Canadian, American, Dutch and French scientists discovered a Paleolithic site with stone and obsidian tools dated to over 125,000 years old near the Bay of Zula south of Massawa, along the Red Sea littoral. The tools are believed to have been used by early humans to harvest marine resources such as clams and oysters. Antiquity research shows tools found in the Barca Valley dating from 8000 BC appear to offer the first concrete evidence of human settlement in the area. Research also shows that many of the ethnic groups of Eritrea were the first to inhabit these areas. Excavations in and near Agordat in central Eritrea yielded the remains of an ancient pre-Aksumite civilization known as the Gash group. Ceramics were discovered that were dating back between 2500 and 1500 BC. Around 2000 BC, parts of Eritrea were most likely part of the land of Punt, first mentioned in the 25th century BC. It was known for producing and exporting gold, aromatic resins, blackwood, ebony, ivory and wild animals. The region is known from ancient Egyptian records of trade expeditions to it. Excavations at Sembel found evidence of an ancient pre-Aksumite civilization in Greater Asmara. This Ona urban culture is believed to have been among the oldest pastoral and agricultural communities in East Africa. Artifacts at the site have been dated to between 800 BC and 400 BC, contemporaneous with other pre-Aksumite settlements in the Eritrean and Ethiopian highlands during the mid-1st millennium BC. Kingdom of Deep Diemt was a kingdom that existed from the 10th to 5th centuries BC in what is now Eritrea and northern Ethiopia. Given the presence of a massive temple complex at Yeha, this area was most likely the kingdom's capital. Koheto, often identified as the town of Kalo in the periplus of the Erythraean Sea, as well as Matara were important ancient Diemt kingdom cities in southern Eritrea. The realm developed irrigation schemes, used plows, grew millet, and made iron tools and weapons. After the fall of Diemt in the 5th century BC, the plateau came to be dominated by smaller successor kingdoms. This lasted until the rise of one of these polities during the 1st century, the Kingdom of Aksum, which was able to reunite the area. Kingdom of Aksum. The Kingdom of Aksum, or Aksum, was a trading empire centered in Eritrea and northern Ethiopia. It existed from approximately 100 to 940 AD, growing from the Proto-Aksumite Iron Age period around the 4th century BC to achieve prominence by the 1st century AD. According to the medieval Liber Aksumi, Book of Aksum, Aksum's first capital, Mazaber, was built by Ethiopus, son of Cush. The capital was later moved to Aksum in northern Ethiopia. The kingdom used the name Ethiopia as early as the 4th century. The Aksumites erected a number of large stelae, which served a religious purpose in pre-Christian times. One of these granite columns, the obelisk of Aksum, is the largest such structure in the world, standing at 90 feet, 27 meters. Under Azana, Floruit 320 to 360, Aksum later adopted Christianity. Christianity was the first world religion to be adopted in Eritrea, and the oldest monastery in the country Debre Sina was built during the 4th century. It is one of the oldest monasteries in Africa and the world. Debre Libanos, the second oldest monastery, was said to have been founded in the late 5th or early 6th century. Originally located in the village of Ham, it was moved to an inaccessible location on the edge of a cliff below the Ham Plateau. Its church contains the Golden Gospel, a metal-covered Bible dating to the 13th century, during which Debre Libanos was an important seat of religious power. In the 7th century, early Muslims from Mecca, at least companions of the Islamic prophet Muhammad, sought refuge from Qurayshi persecution by traveling to the kingdom, a journey known in Islamic history as the First Hijra. They reportedly built the first African mosque, that is the Mosque of the Companions, Massawa. The kingdom is mentioned in the periplus of the Erythraean Sea as an important marketplace for ivory, which was exported throughout the ancient world. Aksum was at the time ruled by Zoskales, who also governed the port of Adulis. The Aksumite rulers facilitated trade by minting their own Aksumite currency. Middle Ages Medri Bari. After the decline of Aksum, the Eritrean highlands were under the domain of the Christian kingdom of Medri Bari, ruled by a Bari Negus, or Bari Nagash, meaning sea king. The area was at first known as Maikele Bari, between the seas, rivers, i.e. the land between the Red Sea and the Marib River. The entire coastal domain of Maikele Bari was under the Adal Sultanate during the reign of Sultan Badli ibn Sa'ad ad-Din. The state was later reconquered by the Ethiopian Emperor Zara Yacob and renamed the Medri Bari, Sealand, in Tigrinya, although it included some areas like Shire in Ethiopia on the other side of the Marib, today in Ethiopia. With its capital at Debarwa, the state's main provinces were Hamasien, Saray and Akele Guzai. By 1517, the Ottomans had succeeded in conquering Medri Bari. They occupied all of northeastern Present-day Eritrea for